Greetings, I hit my chair. Get out of my way. I'm probably still gonna hit it. And it's gonna hit the desk back. Greetings, weary travelers and fellow story gremlins, to the Reaction Sleepover. This is a series we get cozy and we react to stuff. And also, welcome to episode 36 of I Need a Haircut, but can't seem to be bothered to do anything about it. Whenever it's like a low priority thing, it's just so easy to not do. But anywho, let's get into the story. And we just have one, but it is extensive. I'm very excited. Oh, and it's Wedding Story Wednesday, by the way. You probably guessed that. Unless you're new. Hi, welcome. Hope you subscribe, stick around. Is there anything else I want to say? Oh, if you have any stories, wedding or otherwise, you can either email me or there's links in the description. I'm gonna keep being annoying and say I'm doing a Q&A soon. Leave your questions. Deep breath, everybody, as we dive into the pit. Am I crazy or is the bride? This is a really long post, but I need to get this off my chest. If this is the wrong subreddit, let me know. My friend, Emma, who is about to blaspheme my best friend's name.
Alright, that's it! Dishonor!
Asked me to be in her wedding years ago and just got married last month, and it was a poop show. Ugh, imagine a poop show. You know what your dog does for you every morning? Somehow makes him into a sculpture. I'm sorry, I'm gonna discontinue this joke. That has me wondering why I even asked to be there. I have known her for almost 7 years. We met in college our freshman year. We were super close till she started dating her now husband, Alan.
Alan!
Second semester of college. Oh, I just processed that. Has me wondering why I was even there. I was even asked to be there. Oof. Alan, Emma, and I all lived on the same floor in college and had all a really good friendship until they started dating. Oh no, not the third wheel. Alan did try to hit on me before they started dating. Oh, so it's that kind of awkward. Before they started dating, but he wasn't my type, so it didn't go anywhere. Oh no. I'm concerned that this is gonna go a certain direction. That has to do with insecurity. I hope not. That would be such a bummer if it's like you're not actually doing anything wrong and if the bride is just like insecure about her relationship. Like, no, pay attention to you two. Everyone else is outside the bubble. Outside the Glinda bubble. Where was I? Just on a whole tangent there. After they started dating, our lives went in very separate directions and we didn't keep in touch, even though we lived on the same campus. Which, that's fine. That happens. It's okay. Occasionally we would hang out, like once a year, but that was the extent of it. Emma and Alan graduated in 2021 and got engaged the same day they graduated. That's sweet. I heard they had a graduation. Sorry, they just had like as they're throwing up the hats, he throws up the ring and he's like, oh no! She's like, you fool!
You fools!
Ends up hitting someone in the eye. Or you do a Frodo and it lands on someone's finger. You're like, oh, I'm engaged! Who too? I hope my corny jokes are appreciated. It's really just a bunch of rabid squirrels in my brain, at all times. I heard they had a graduation/engagement party, but I was not invited. Wah wah. I found out they got engaged on Facebook, which is fine considering we weren't that close anymore. They moved 3.5 hours away. Why did I say it like that? I could have said 3.5. Why did I say 3.5? Joke's on you, I've been a robot this whole time. I'm just very convincing. Graduated the following year in 2022 and moved closer to where they had moved after graduating, about a 30-minute drive. I was new to the area, so I thought I would reconnect with them, and that's when Emma asked me to be in their bridal party. That'd be kind of a shock. I know I would be. You never know. Maybe she was feeling nostalgic and she wanted to reconnect with you. That's always a possibility, but it still would be like a little bit of whiplash, like, huh? You sure? I figured it was just as a bridesmaid since we hadn't been very great friends for 4 years. Emma and I stayed in touch and started to form a stronger friendship, but still not a very close friendship. We talked about just the basic stuff, nothing too personal. Emma just starts like going off randomly about like how our latest bathroom trip went. I don't know what the poop jokes are about. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. This is what you're here for. About a year later, I got engaged in September of 2023. Emma and I had plans to meet up at her house 2 weeks after I got engaged, and that's when I told her that I got engaged. Not even 5 minutes after I told her, she asked me to be the maid of honor in her wedding. Time and place. I mean, it could make sense to, like, you're talking about wedding stuff. That could have been like, oh, that reminds me, blah, blah, will you be my maid of honor? You never know. Oh, we going from bridesmaid to maid of honor. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know why I can't process very well today. I think that would feel a little weird. Just in the next step of like, it's a little odd, but all right. Now to finish the sentence, which upset me a little because I just got engaged. Yeah, like I could see where it could make sense for it to just be talked about because like you're talking about wedding stuff, but that's giving the benefit of the doubt because that feeling, totally understandable. As we always say, the feelings are valid. Like it would be a little bit of a bummer to be like, I got engaged. And then a person just like, Anyway, do you want to be my maid of honor? Assuming that's how it went. Who knows? As the conversation went on, I told her that I was going to get married in about 10 months. She started making comments about me getting married before her and made sure that Alan heard the comments she was making. Okay. Imagine he's like across the room, he's in the bathroom, and she's like, hey, Alan!
Alan!
She's getting married before us! And he's like, okay. Make this a drinking game. Take a shot every time I mention something regarding the bathroom. And then you'll probably have to go to the bathroom quite soon. I love how I choose to spend my time. I asked about her bridal shower and bachelorette party. She said that her matron of honor really wanted to plan those, so I didn't have to worry about it. Okay. In January, man, we have like seasons of updates. We get the fall, we get the winter. I'm excited for spring and summer, just like Avatar. In January, Emma informed me that her matron of honor, Kayla, was pregnant and wouldn't be able to be in the wedding. I hope that's not the case of she took her out of the wedding like simply because she was pregnant. Because unless it is like, every pregnancy is different. If it's genuinely harder to like be in a wedding while you're pregnant and then they made like a joint decision there, totally understandable. But I hope this is not, it's not a dear bride is being rude. I hope this was mutual. So she asked me to be the matron of honor since I would be married by the time she is getting married. Fair enough. I also live closer than any of her other bridesmaids. Fair enough. I told her I would be happy to be the matron of honor, but I wouldn't have time to plan a bridal shower or bachelorette till after I was done with my wedding. I mean, that's pretty reasonable, especially going from, like, you don't have to do any of this to, like, can you do all of it? Which, with enough time, that's fine. And that's why OP, I'm assuming, is trying to be fair and be like, hey, I can, but after. She seemed okay with that, and I still met up with her a few times before my wedding so I could ask general questions about what she wanted. She said she didn't really care about the details as long as it got done. All right, we're going horse riding. And then skydiving. I actually would love to go skydiving at some point, but I'd love to have a professional attached to me. I do not trust myself. Again, I told her that I was just getting my general ideas and would be putting things into concrete and— wait, huh? Can I read? Again, I told her that I was just getting general ideas and would be putting things into concrete until I could talk. The typos! Till I could talk to the other bridesmaids until after my wedding. During these times that her and I would meet up, if Alan was around, he would make comments about me not asking Emma to be in the bridal party for my wedding. Alan! Excuse me. And that she should be. Alan? Emma would tell him to stop making these comments, but he would bring it up next time he would see me. Really, dude? And I get it would be a little awkward, but like, why are you just being like, hey? Like, you're making it more awkward. And like, maybe mentioning it briefly in passing, like one time. Like, sure, like, I'm sure the thought has come up, but to like bring it up every time, Alan, what are you doing? But to like specifically bring attention to it when you're all hanging out, like, Alan, relax. I get how that can get awkward, but at the end of the day, no one's entitled to be like part of the bridal party. That is the choice of the people getting married. And this would probably depend on the situation, but it's one thing to like ask, be like, hey, you ever thought about me? But to do it in a polite way, not be like, hey, you should do this. Like, no. To answer the poll of the title, Alan's being weird. So far, so okay with OP and the bride. I feel like they're both acting like fairly reasonably, just in the thick of planning. I appreciate that Emma's like, no, Alan, relax. For my wedding, I asked my sisters to be the bridesmaids. I wanted the bridal party to be people I was really close with. Emma said she understood and didn't care. I went with Emma and her mom and aunt, as well as her former matron of honor, Kayla, to go pick out her dress. It was very awkward. Oh dear. Emma's mom kept asking about my wedding and what I had planned, and she kept telling Emma about how she should do something similar. Yikes. Read the room, Mom. Because I see that as a similar thing with the Alan problem. Like, mentioning it in passing, because it's going to make you think about your own wedding planning. And, like, mentioning it briefly, I think is fine. And even talking about it while being tasteful. Which it seems like Mom is not doing, which is unfortunate. Because, like, it shouldn't be the other direction either. It shouldn't be one or the other. Like, talk about it constantly or not talk about it at all, because that doesn't feel appropriate. either direction. But, you know, appropriate discussion. That's fine. But I hope you trying to bring it back to it being about Emma's day was successful, like what OP says. So I tried to bring it back to her wedding and said that whatever Emma wants to do is what she should do. Completely agree. So far, both OP and Emma are doing fine. I feel like you're being pretty respectful. I hope that continues. I'm afraid it won't. Still a lot to read. But so far, Emma's doing fine, I think. The rest of the day was spent looking for a dress. Emma had seemed to be trying to avoid me the whole time. Ooh. It seemed very high schoolish in the way that her and Kayla snuck off to look at dresses and completely avoided any dresses that I pointed out. Well, that's disappointing. You lost a point, Emma. Don't be a mean girl, whether intentionally or not. Because as always, I hope it's the case of just like, oh, she's just busy having fun. Maybe she feels a little closer to Kayla. And so potentially she doesn't mean to be like leaving you out, but if she is, naughty. I had this thought the other day. Like we could have someone's being a good gremlin or a grumpy gremlin. Like have the G's, or just good gremlin and naughty gremlin. So every time someone's not doing so great behavior, be like, grumpy gremlin, stop that. Keep it on theme, you know? So far, Emma was doing pretty good. You know, she's making my eye twitch just a little. Come on. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint Mama Gremlin. As this 4'9" woman says. I feel like anytime I try to be intimidating, I just look like a dork. Because that's sure gonna be goofy when I'm like, when I have my own kids, and hopefully they'll be taller than me. They won't inherit my curse. Nah, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm trying to discipline them and I'm looking up at them. Like, go to your room. Okay, anyway. Rabbit squirrel is at it again. Yeah, if that's true, you know, if she was intentionally like avoiding any suggestions you made, that's hurtful. That hurts. Em had shown me pictures of what she wanted, and I wasn't straying far from those pictures. I even asked one of the employees if they had the dress Emma was really wanting, but when I did, Emma just brushed it off like she did some of the other ones in the shop more. Wait, she brushed it off like she liked some of the other ones in the shop more. Reading's hard. She had talked about a specific dress for almost 2 months straight. Emma found the dress. She looked amazing in it. Could you imagine if it was like you pointed it out? Like, let's take the scenario that she is really being petty with you. You point out the very dress and she's like, nah. Kayla does, or her mom, or whoever does, and she's like, oh, it's the one. You're just back there doing the Mike Wazowski. She looked amazing in it. For Emma's shoes, she was wanting to do a sparkly. Call me Edward Cullen. I just got the image. She's wearing the dress, and she has Alan on her back, and they're doing the hold on spider monkey. She's crawling up the tree in her dress. That would be so funny. For Emma's shoes, she was wanting to do sparkly white shoes for her and green for the bridesmaids. Yeah, that could look nice. It's booger green. Because you know what's a pretty green? It's like a dark, like forest green. Oh, so pretty. I showed Emma a pair of shoes that one of the stores had, white and very sparkly. Emma looked at me and said, they are really pretty, but you are not going to be wearing them. I actually like held my breath for a second. That's painful. What? Huh? Took another one of your noodle stars away, ma'am. Naughty. We only accept good gremlin behavior here. Stop that. Wow, really? Ow. Ugh. I like feel... Dude, I felt my stomach drop. That is horrifying. Like, imagine being told that, like, in front of everybody, when that's literally not what you're doing. Oh, no. We drove an awkward 2 hours back to her house together and went our separate ways. Right, googly boogly. Emma and Alan got invited to my wedding, and I talked to them for a little bit, but it was mostly about how she was taking notes for her wedding. I mean, if that's said in, like, a jokey... Like, you know, you say that, like, oh, like, give me some good ideas. Like, if it's, there's a word. If it's, like, lighthearted, you know? She means it seriously. She has a whole little notebook just walking around, just, like, writing notes down. She came dressed as Clouseau, which, no offense, but I'm wanting to enjoy my wedding and not focus on anything else, so I kept the conversation short. And that's the thing. If it was just kind of like a joke, like, in passing, sure. But if it's, well, just by the sentence alone, like, if, like, I'm wanting to enjoy my wedding, like, was it being brought up a lot? Because same thing with at the dress shop. Like, keep it, you know, time and place. They left after dinner and missed the dance because they had brought their elderly dog with them and wanted to go check on him at the hotel. which is no problem because I also have 2 dogs, so I understood. My wedding was over, so now I focused on my time on Emma's bridal shower and bachelorette party. As you said that, hey, like I gotta get through mine first. For the bridal shower, Emma made a group on Snapchat with me and Kayla to do the planning on. I started asking questions and Kayla said she wanted to plan it and that if she needed anything, she would ask. That seems contradictory. So what happened to Kayla cannot plan it? Well, yeah, because aren't you even the new matron of honor? Yeah. Which is fine if you want to change back to that, but let me know. Please communicate with me. Well, a few weeks later, Anna's aunt is asking about the plans and wants to help. I tell her that Kayla wants to plan it, so I wasn't sure what the plan was. So I message Kayla, doing the Spider-Man pointing. I don't know what's happening. Do you know what's happening? I'm just here. So I messaged Kayla, asked if she needed help with anything, and she said she didn't have the funds, so she couldn't plan anything. Oh, that's a big problem. Couldn't plan anything? I mean, I get, if you mean specifically about the things you wanted to plan, but you can't afford it. I mean, unless there's other ways we can figure it out, people can, pay part of it or whatever. You can just plan something else. There are cheaper ways to go have fun. It's okay. But yeah, that's a pretty big roadblock. Imagine hey, do you need help with anything? She's like, I can't do anything. You're like, oh. I offered to help pay for the bridal shower so she could still be involved in planning. I then had a conversation with Emma about what she wanted. Emma had started planning the bridal shower and was upset with me for taking too long to plan it. Oh no, not the miscommunication. This is why conversations are good. Figure out who is planning it. And benefit of the doubt of if different people had different understandings and in the moment where it's stressful, totally cool to be frustrated and be like, okay, let's all take a breath. Let's all have a meeting. Everyone hop on the chat or let's get some lunch and figure this out. But even then, maybe don't be rude. I apologized and said that I thought Kayla was planning it. Emma's aunt and I took Emma's ideas and paid and planned for the rest of the bridal shower. Kayla said she wanted to do a balloon arc, so I paid for it. I knew Kayla was someone special to Emma, so I wanted to make sure she was involved if she wanted to be. Kayla ended up not showing up to the bridal shower? What? Not showing up? Ma'am? Well, that's something. That was a choice. That sure was the choice of all time. She told Emma she would be there, but didn't say anything to me about not being able to do the balloon arch. Arch. Oh dear. Which I would not have bought if she wasn't going to be able to be there. Oh. Unless you just left this out, just didn't go and didn't say anything? That's concerning. And if emergency happened, okay, that happens. But communicate. As much as you can. As for the bachelorette party, the bridesmaids wanted to do it the night of the bridal shower. Everyone was from out of town and did not want to have to make a separate trip. All the bridesmaids also brought up money concerns. Any idea I had was too expensive, so I told them I was open to any ideas. Emma had made a few suggestions as well, but no one wanted to help pay for these ideas either. Or they had kids, so they couldn't go. Also, all the ideas Emma suggested were either expensive or she did not have a cost estimate. Nothing got planned. Great. Well, like I was saying before, if you're wanting to do an expensive thing, but can't afford it, you gotta figure something else out. Or take more time and save up. I totally understand there's a lot in motion with everything wedding related, but if you can't do it, then you can't do it. Just, you gotta figure something else out. And that's a bummer that just nothing ended up get planned. Which should be another story if she just didn't want to. Or everyone was kind of yeah, whatever, we'll just hang out. We don't have to do a specific thing. That would be a different story. But if it's just they still, you all still want to do something, but just nothing came of it.
That's rough, buddy.
Day of the bridal shower / bachelorette. The bridal shower goes smoothly, but the bachelorette turned into a very simple spa night. Which is great! A spa night? That sounds wonderful. All the bridesmaids have driven up the night or day before and were too exhausted to do anything other than a spa night and go to bed. That sounds great. You just have a spa night with your girlfriends? It doesn't have to be expensive to be nice. For the spa supplies, I still paid for everything for it for everyone. We ended up having a movie and spa night at Emma's house. I thought that was the end of the bachelorette party. They do a whole initiation. They dump water on you and do a ritual. Also, the whole time during the bridal shower and bachelorette party, the bridesmaids were trauma dumping. The 3 that showed up anyways. I am not one to share my trauma with complete strangers, but I guess that's just me in this group. You know, different people have different comforts, but if you are not comfortable with sharing, like, your traumas, your feelings, like getting real deep with it, you don't have to. I didn't share much, which may have made them feel like I was judging, but I simply was just very uncomfortable, which, oh, I'm sorry you felt uncomfortable, because no one should be made to feel that they have to share things. Like, you don't need to feel pressured into, like, sharing things you're uncomfortable with. I'm sorry that they made you uncomfortable. That's grumpy gremlin. A couple weeks before Emma's wedding, she asked if her and I could do a spa day at my house. Or spa night. I said sure, thinking it would be nice to get a little one-on-one time with her and to just relax. She asked if she could bring her dogs, one that is very elderly and leaks, so he needs a diaper. He always has one at their house, and a second one that they had just adopted from the shelter. Since I have 2 dogs, I thought it would be good if we meet in a neutral place so that we can see if the dogs get along. She agrees to meeting at the dog park. Day comes for her to come over, and she tells me she's running behind. I told her to let me know when she's leaving so I can meet her at the dog park. Surprise! She shows up at my house and brings both of our dogs straight inside. Doing some squats to cope. Imagine if squatting was your coping mechanism. Just breathe. Breathe. That's OP's coping mechanism. She's doing it at the door. Emma slowly backs away like, I'm just gonna go home. Yeah, that's a little rude. One of my dogs opted to not like her 1-year-old puppy, so she got kenneled. No injuries, just a growl. My other dog was super excited to have new friends. She goes to sniff the older dog. This is when Emma decides to tell me that her older dog doesn't like other dogs in his space. That would have been useful information. And if you knew that, you could have gotten a friend or a dog sitter. Like, there were other ways. Also, he is not wearing a diaper and is just leaking urine everywhere he goes. Where's the diaper? Well, that's rude. That's rude. He tried to bite my dog, but thankfully was too old and slow to get her. We get settled in and order pizza. I'm finally getting comfortable talking to her when her 1-year-old dog decides to pee on my dog kennel. Come on! The one where my dog is in because she didn't like him. Also, I have carpet floor for when he decided to pee. Ugh. Emma looks at me and says, oh yeah, he's not fully potty trained, but he probably doesn't need to go outside since he just emptied his bladder. She sat in her seat watching me clean up her dog's mess and just talked about how her dogs were just so sweet. Rude! Naughty gremlin! That is so rude. To like not... Oh my gosh. It just... There's layers to it. Layers to the onion of rudeness. To know that your dog doesn't like other dogs, bring him anyway. Understand that he needs a diaper, but not put the diaper on, and not even apologize for leaking. And then when the younger dog pees, you let the host clean it? Are you nuts? That is very poor etiquette. I am sorry. It comes to a certain point, man. Like, little things here and there, if a person really doesn't mean to be rude, or is even like clueless about it, like giving her benefit of the doubt, like if she's just clueless, that's a reason but not an excuse. Even if you do mean it, again, I don't know why you would want to intentionally be rude. It's still your responsibility to be a courteous human. That includes cleaning up your and your household's messes. Dogs are part of the household, especially when you're at someone else's house. Good glory. This is not the spa night I wanted. She's like, don't worry, the dog's pee is just aromatherapy. That is, come on. That is poor house guest etiquette. Her dog also later peed randomly in my kitchen. Same response. I ended up going to her house with her to hang out a little bit more. I jokingly said it would be fun. She took it literally. Alan is there, and this time he'd asked about when we were having Emma's bachelorette party. Emma said we already had it and that we left it at that. I was pretty uncomfortable at this point and I made an excuse and left early. Like I got a thing. I've got a squatting on the way out. I'm just gonna go. You guys enjoy your night. I'm just gonna, goodbye. When the day comes for the rehearsal dinner, everyone went to their house, Emma and Alan's, for dinner. Emma's soon-to-be sister-in-law comes in with her 4 kids. One is just old enough to walk but not talk. No walking and talking. Emma's 1-year-old dog tries to jump on him, but sister-in-law catches him before he does. The dog runs off and so does the little kid. Then we hear the kid cry. The dog had jumped on him, pushing him down a flight of carpeted steps? Whoa. Discipline your dog. Come on. Especially when a little baby gets hurt. Multiple people are saying the dog needs to be kenneled, and one of the groomsmen finally gets the dog and kennels him. The kid is okay. Good. Emma then comes up from the stairs and walks over to us bridesmaids and starts saying mean things about sister-in-law. Yes. Talking about how it isn't her dog's fault she couldn't watch her kid, and she's not a good mother for not watching her kid. About to be my coping mechanism too. Man, getting a whole workout in this. Really? Yeah, the kid walking through the door and the dog jumping on him all happened in a matter of seconds. Like, things go quick. At least take responsibility for your dog. Are you kidding me? Rude. This dog was also going around nibbling people's hands and jumping on everyone else before sister-in-law showed up. And again, I get that like when dogs are young or old, like it's a struggle to like get them to behave, but it's still your job. It's still your responsibility. If it's really going to be that much of an issue, you got to put the dog in the other room during your, what was this, a party? Any kind of get-together. Like, be mindful of people. Come on. I've given benefit of the doubt long enough. That sister-in-law comment. Like, seriously? You don't feel bad about your dog jumping on a kid? An officially brand grumpy gremlin. Finally, wedding day rolls around. Emma, the maid of honor, and I all have breakfast together. Emma avoided having a conversation with me. You're just like staring her straight in the eyes like, say something. Well, avoided talking to me the whole time, and that continues the rest of the night. We are getting ready, getting our hair and makeup done. Emma starts talking about how she had been $4,000 short on paying for the venue, so she had to get a credit card to pay for it. Okay, that was probably not the best choice of venue. Because I think I've said this before too. I mean, going along with what I said before, like, if you can't afford it in whatever way possible, whether it's you paying for it or like other people paying for or helping pay for it, like some combination, you either need to wait and save up or do something else. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive for it to be nice. And I can understand if it's like your dream venue, like it's super important to you, like, okay, same thing. Like you just... She starts talking about how her soon-to-be mother-in-law and father-in-law told her that they would not pay the $4,000 after she asked them to. They told her instead of going on a fancy honeymoon, she should pay the venue off. Emma was very upset they had told her that and went on a rant about how it was her life and they couldn't tell her what to do. Indeed. So then make decisions that truly work for you. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, can't tell me what to do. And also in the same breath, want people to like pay something like for you or do something for you. This is when everyone, bridesmaids 3, and some random lady that loosely knows Emma start talking about all their traumas again. Oh no, please, not again. Because again, like it's people talking about their feelings. Great. I mean, we obviously encourage that here, but time and place, and not everyone has to share everything. There is an appropriate time and place to do that. I'm trying to avoid the conversation, so I keep busy scrolling on my phone. At one point, I look up and the hairdresser and I make eye contact. She's like, yup. The hairdresser gave me a look about how crazy everyone was. The trauma talk went on for 3 to 4 hours. Oh. Hey, at least you had some solidarity there. It's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with talking about your feelings, your experiences. Yes. But time and place. And that would be an awkward situation for everybody. Like if most of the group like wants to like really get deep and talk about stuff, but then there's like 1 or 2 people who are like not into that, like don't be rude, include them. Like maybe talk about something else. Like talk about lighter-hearted things. Especially for 3 to 4 hours, like when you're getting to that point where you're just talking and you're not including, like it, I feel like especially after that long of time, it's very obvious that the person is not into this conversation. And they're meant to be there to hang out with you and make connection with you. There are other ways to make connections than only talk about drama. Like, be mindful of people. I think the hairdresser was ready to leave at this point. She was like, oh wait, I know way too much information now. We finally get done with hair and makeup, and Emma gets into her dress, and we start to head to get in place for the ceremony. Emma turns around and tells one of the bridesmaids that they're in charge of bustling her dress. Ooh, yeah, I read that first part of the next sentence. And I and the maid of honor had practiced and taken time to help her figure it out the night before, so I was a little shocked that she asked someone who hadn't seen how to bustle the dress and to bustle it. Like, you sure? Probably most dresses are like this, like you button it up in a certain way. Well, mine wasn't like that. Oh well. I, I remember during dancing, I literally had to kick around my dress because we were outside in the grass, and so I was literally kicking my train. It was pretty funny. I have pictures. Maybe I'll put one. And I'm laughing like a maniac. Yeah, that's a little odd. Like, why? They just put it into a ball. They're like, you're a bunny now. Pop pop, bestie. Before we know it, the ceremony is over. Finally. We take the photos and the reception starts. There was food and a dance. Everyone ate and then the dance started. I went up to the dance floor with Emma and 2 other bridesmaids to dance. It was awkward. I was the odd man out, and the 3 of them grouped together and would not let me join their group. Come on, it's not high school. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have fun with the people you feel close with, but like, stop excluding the other member of the party. It was also just us 4 up there dancing, no one else. Where's the groom? Where's Alan?
Alan!
I mean, if it's like a girls' dance, sure, but like, huh? After the song was over, I went and sat down. I tried to avoid any more dancing, but I was asked to go up again by a bridesmaid. I did, but same thing happened. I figured I would just try to avoid dancing, but the maid of honor kept asking me to dance. They're just like making eye contact with you, doing the Macarena. That's your signal. They're glaring at you. You better get on this dance floor. Imagine everyone starts doing that, the whole party, just staring at you, doing the Macarena. Menacingly. I would be terrified. I would leave. I went up for one more dance and the same thing happened, so this time I decided I would just congratulate them on getting married and leave. The next morning, Emma posted about how much she appreciated everyone coming out to support them and their new chapter. Along with the post, she added pictures with her now husband and an individual picture with all the bridesmaids, except me. Why? Especially with how good of a friend you seem to try to be. I'm not sure what to do. I just want to block her and everything, but I don't know if this whole experience warranted me cutting her out of my life. What are your thoughts? Many. That was a doozy. Appreciate all the detail. All of these experiences, like especially reading them out, she doesn't seem to really value being a good friend, unfortunately. Grumpy Gremlin, we're gonna get a stamp. Put it right on her forehead. Like, come on, be better than this. That is a shame. Yeah, in my opinion, she's not being a very good friend. And you deserve better than that, especially the ways where you seem to try to be a good friend and be a good human, you know? So just all those little things, just really revealing like how that kind of experience is like, if you don't like me, just tell me so I can move on. Just be upfront with me. Because in my opinion, it seems like her and the rest of her friends just don't seem to like you, which like, no one has to like anyone. So don't include them in your wedding party. That sounds like a nightmare. Like, I don't know if like the hard cutoff, but maybe like start distancing, especially, dude, all the like little comments, all the like disrespecting you in your own home. And I don't know, man, just the way they all just cut you off consistently and get a taste of their own medicine. I would love to give you a hug. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a hard cutoff, but like maybe distance yourself from that friendship. They and she really don't seem to value you. If you want to, like, still give the friendship a chance, like, try communicating, like, as honestly and authentically as you can. Be like, hey, these things that you did and said hurt me. And hopefully she'd be receptive. But if you choose out of that conversation and she's not receptive, then even more so, like, probably distance yourself from that. Either way, man, I hope you have better friends than that. You deserve that. Like, everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves good friends. I'm glad she feels close with those people, but then again, it's like, it's not a mean girl behavior. Like, if your friendship is based on being, like, overtly mean to people like that, yeesh, I recommend better friends for her, too. The Gremlin Queen deems her naughty gremlin, or grumpy gremlin, I don't know which one I want to do. And I deem thee as good gremlin, because you seem like you're just doing your best. Please look after yourself. Give yourself a hug from me and all of us. The sleepover will envelop you in love. You deserve better than that. And hopefully she heals. Good glory. As we always say, feelings are valid, mistreating people is not. And if there's something or things going on in her life that's causing her to mistreat OP and others in her life, bummer. Please go to therapy, genuinely. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm in therapy. Therapy's great. So anyway, latest rant on that. Please look after yourselves and don't let other people treat you like this. Communicate where you can. Stand up for yourself where you can. Don't let people who don't deserve your time and energy suck the life out of you. I don't really have time to read anything else. It's already so long as it is. So I'll probably just put in a feel-good meme. And then the comment of the video is a new gremlin. This is by Bees Are Poggers 1234. I love that name. And they said, this is my first impression of you and I love it. You're literally my brain as a person, aka a gremlin, def subbing. I am so glad you're here. Putting a big old spotlight on you. Congratulations, you are now trapped in the sleepover. Yeah, I hope you enjoy being here. Okay, everybody. This might be a new Yap record, because the last one was that one like saga with like wedding invites. I'll link that above, because that was a really good video. I really enjoyed that one. This might be a new record. I'm not sorry. I hope you're doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. It has certainly brightened mine. These are always so fascinating to read and enjoyable, especially when you interact with me in like the comments and stuff. But yeah, that is finally gonna be it. Remember, feelings are valid, but don't use those to mistreat people. Come on, be a good human. And sometimes tough feelings get the better of us and maybe we take it out on people. And that's okay too, as long as you take accountability for it and try to be better. As I hope Emma did. So, that will be it. I don't think I have anything else to say. So, as always, take care of yourselves and each other, do your best to be a good human, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!